It's exhausting just to have the sandbags on site, but I know how important it is.
Cindy Wilson is placing hundreds of sandbags all around her Flagstaff property. They're perfectly aligned to guide the water away from her house, something she hasn't had to do since flooding after the Schultz fire back in 2010.
It's all about the angles, and you want to make sure that what you're doing is to deter the flood or to move the water, not stop it. And so when we put barriers right up against our house, we're trying to stop it.
This monsoon season is already shaping up to be the worst Coconino County has seen in a decade because the pipeline fire just reburned the same area of the mountain as the Schultz fire.
And when you get a very severe burn like that, you get a type of soil created called hydrophobic. If you were to pour a glass of water on it, it would just run off like you poured it on your kitchen counter.
There is no vegetation left to soak up the water. Last weekend's 1.5 inches of rain not only wouldn't soak into the charred mountain, it began eroding away at it.
That area up there, we call it an alluvial fan or a fan, that has now unraveled, and this is the result. All this rock, debris and so forth now has come down.
The county is working with some of the homeowners in Flagstaff to take the rocks that were deposited, move them, and use them in another area of the city that's also seeing erosion. But if something isn't done permanently, the Coconino Flood Control District says this will continue happening during every substantial rain in the next few years.
There are 6 to 10 foot deep channels, and potentially through this season they could grow to 20 to 25 feet. That's what we saw after the Schultz fire.
And Coconino County is at the point where they're asking for federal help and federal funds here. This would be a multi-million-dollar project to fix this called watershed restoration. And they say it would actually help mitigate some of the water so that these residents would see a little bit less and not see those boulders coming down into the front of their yards. Marissa Sarbak for Fox 10 News.